Good day and welcome to your favorite sport program on TV, 360 Sport. I'm Mudashiru Shitu, and today we'll be giving you wonderful, interesting moments at the All-African Games in Ghana. And we'll be talking about one sport that has made its return to the African Games, and it's been so much sport that I've been talking about as regards to chess. I won't be doing this alone. I have the CEO of African Chess Media talking about Ogunsegun, who is with us, talking about Babatunde Ogunsegun, who is with us. Chess is making a return back to the African Games, and how has it been when the news was announced that chess will be part of the African Game? We know that it's made its debut, some editions of the game so far, but what's the good thing about it coming back?
Yeah, it's a very important thing for chess to be back. It was thanks to the world governing body of chess, FIDE, that ensured that chess is a part of the Africa Games this year. They did the same thing during the last Africa Games, supporting Africa chess. And all in all, you find that with the support that we've gotten from FIDE, the world governing body for chess, we are now coming back fully to the Africa Games because the general informed us during the closing ceremony that in the 2027 at the 2027 Africa Games, chess will be fully involved.
So, what do you think? Do you have any reasons why it was not in I think the past two or previous editions of the game? Is there any reason why? I think it makes first appearance in 2003 and the year afterwards. But what's the reason why we've stopped not seeing? Is there a disagreement between the world governing body and organizers, or why do they deem a sport as important as chess to be at their past previous African Games?
Well, one can't really tell the main reason why chess has been excluded from the Africa Games in the last two, well, this edition and the last edition. But one thing we can say for certainty is that the world governing body, FIDE, is very, very interested in the development of African chess. And because of this, they ensured that chess would always be at the Africa Games.
Well said. And now you are the global staging at the continent when it comes to chess. We know chess in Nigeria is developing, courtesy of the present board administering the sport in the country, and you've been a key part of this development. Now at a global stage where you are right now, I mean, at the African Games in Accra, do you think chess has really been acceptable by Africans? Though we know football is the number one sport perhaps in the continent, but do you think the game has really been accepted by Africans and is now becoming a way of life?
Well, definitely, chess has been accepted by a lot of countries. You find players from Gabon, players from Egypt, players from South Africa, players from Burundi at the Africa Games. And this is not just something that was done yesterday. This is something that has evolved over time. And all in all, without the support of the federations, without the support of FIDE, you would find that a lot of these things would not have happened the way they are happening. Chess is evolving, chess is growing, chess is getting better and better and better. And the truth is, with chess in schools and a lot of things, you'll find a whole lot happening with chess globally, and as well as the continent.
So 24 countries were involved. I mean, it would have been much better, according to reports we have here. 24 countries were involved in this tournament, and there were several categories of the tournament that took place, almost 4 or 5 categories. Can't it be better if you're in a position to have 24 countries out of many other countries at the continent? And these are African Games where we expected more countries to participate. 24 countries is the return of chess at the African Games. A good move, or it could be better?
Well, the truth is, there are about 56 countries in Africa that are chess that have chess federations or associations that are linked with FIDE, that's the World Governing Body for Chess. And amongst these, 24 qualified actually to participate at the Africa Games. So it's basically by qualification. There were some others that qualified but could not make it due to one reason or the other. But then, all in all, you find that this is a good move for chess to be at least involved with in the Africa Games. Without it being involved in the Africa Games this year, who knows? Maybe it might have been excluded yet again in the 2027 at the 2027 event. But now, chess has been guaranteed to be involved at the 2027 Africa Games.
Okay, report getting to us that Egypt rain has been top of the clog at the African Games ongoing right now. Though the chess tournament has ended, and but Egypt's reign supreme. Are you surprised about the Egyptians' reign at this tournament?
You can't be surprised at the Egyptians' reign at the tournament. Um, it's a given because of the efforts and the interest that has built in the Egyptian Federation, Chess Federation. They've they've dedicated their time, their resources, their monies, and a lot of things to the development of chess. They have sponsorships that last for a whole year. They have relationships, partnerships with the Arab Federation. So a lot of things are going for them, definitely. So it would be surprising for them not to reign supreme at the Africa Games.
And what does that mean to the rest of Africans? Because I think I don't know if there's any close rival to Egypt at the African Games. So we know there's going to be the silver position and all that. But apart from positioning, in terms of being the top African nation in chess, in terms of Egypt being the best African nation in chess, what other countries in the continent can also be as good as the Egyptians in terms of competition and development of the sport?
Well, one thing I saw at the Africa Games this year is the fact that virtually every country have been putting in a whole lot of effort to their development. And you see it in the games, you see it in the way they carry themselves, you see it in a lot of areas. So one way or the other, chess is evolving. There were games that the Egyptians could have lost. There were games that the female Egyptian did lose, like the Nigerian female player, Peace Sampson, defeated got a draw against the Egyptian and also won a lot of female players that, well, one would feel, okay, these ones are strong, these ones are good, and stuff like that. But all in all, Sub-Saharan Africa is coming, and they are doing very well with their preparations.
Okay, yes, we can only hope for that. And I didn't want us to just tell us in some categories where we have the men's rapid championship, the women's rapid championship, the mixed team please, and also the men's version, and I think the women Bliss championship. What struck you most in all these championships? What struck you most? What are the highlight of all this championship? Did we have the youngest person to feature there? What's the highlight for you, who have been not just an observer, but someone that has given his time to development of chess in the country? What struck you most?
Well, one of the most striking things about the Africa Games this year was, first and foremost, Nigeria picking up their medals after a 12-year hiatus. So it's very important for Nigeria to actually get that medal, and they got the single female bronze medal and the double blitz bronze medal, where both the male and the female participated to face other countries. And the youngest at the event was the Madagascan Malagasy female player, Aina, who actually did well to ensure that their team got the team bronze.
Okay.
So there's been a whole lot happening, and this year it's been interesting.
Well, and then in terms of preparations in the facility, the host preparation and everything that has to do with Ghana, making chess players happy in regards to the facilities and all that, how the arrangements, how satisfied are you? Because I know you've seen one of the best events when it comes to chess. So how satisfied and how good has the Ghanaian done that to ensure that the return of chess into the African Games is still retaining the perfection expected or as good as the global stage?
Oh, well, the Ghanaians actually put in a lot of effort to ensure that the chess event was a huge success. It was a good hotel that was used, with the venue being very conducive. A lot of things actually were struck off the table, and it was really, really good. And well, there will always be things to improve on, and these are things that I believe the federation leaders would have noted and what we'll be looking to work around when it's their turn to host.
Yes, Ogunshiku will be going for a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be looking at Nigerian performances, the contingent, everybody that was in Accra for the African Games, and I hope that a lot of Nigerians will be happy about what we made of at regards to chess at the African Games. We'll be speaking with Babatunde Ogunshiku, who is the CEO of African Chess Media. If you're just joining us, you can go on all our social media platforms to be part of this conversation. So we'll take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll come back with more interesting events as regards to chess at the 13th All African Games in Ghana. And welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's been an interesting moment talking chess, and we've taken our mind away from everything and concentrating on the just concluded chess event at the 13th African Games in Ghana. And Ogunshiku, who is the CEO of African Chess Media, has been telling us so much, and perhaps that might propel your interest to be a chess player. So we'll now move to Nigerians' performances and how we did so well at the game. So many people represented us. I'm sure one of the popular person amongst them, that's Deborah Quickpen, was there. I'm sure. I don't know how correct I am in that. So just tell us how Nigerians' performance and who represented us and how well they did.
Okay, so we had 4 players at the event, at the Africa Games. We had Bomo Kikiha, who is the national champion, and he also won the trials to represent Nigeria at the Africa Games. We had Olariwaju Ajibola making the second male, and then we have Samson Peace, who was the female player to represent that won the Rapid and Blitz qualifiers for the Africa Games. And then we also had, sorry, we also had, yeah. So So we had two male, two female representing at the event, and it was really interesting to see how they composed themselves and did very well for Nigeria at the event. Deborah did not make the final cuts, but then she's right here in Ghana now, participating at the Africa Individual Chess Championships, which is the premier chess championship for Africa.
Okay, in terms of medals, I know in terms of medal and how close were we to have done better than the medals we have right now, because I know that medals for us. And tell us, we're expecting more from the is it Boma? Yeah, who, Boyo. I guess his name is Boma.
Bomo,
Okay, so
Bomo.
yeah, tell us how well they did and how challenging was it for them, because all we could hear was just the Egyptian, as if no other team were there. Also know that the Algerians also did so well. Tell us relating to our
Yeah.
performance with other countries.
Okay, so it was a fight for the medals, and as we all know, as we all know, Egypt carted away most of the gold medals. Algeria was managed to the female player managed to secure the gold medal in the single at the single rapid event, and then Nigeria kicked in during the blitz section with Samson securing the single bronze medal. And then during the doubles blitz championship, it was really, really interesting because Nigeria was able to defeat some notable Madagascar. Defeating Madagascar 2-0 was a big deal for Nigeria. And at the same time, defeating Algeria was a very, very good one that almost got us into the silver medal table, but Algeria and Egypt were just too strong for a lot of countries. So they carted away with the most of the gold and silver, while we secured double bronze and a single bronze in the female section.
Okay, what are the reactions of our? I'm sure the vice president is there and also the president. What are the reactions based on the performance? You are close to the vice president, so what was this atmosphere, the scenario like with these performances? How satisfied are they with all the effort they put so much in chess? How satisfied are they with the performances of this contingent?
The joy could be seen, could be felt after the last game that secured the double bronze. There were huggings, there was laughing, there was joy, and you know when you've put in a lot of effort into something and then the results start showing, you have this joy that wells up within you, and then you just burst into sometimes a little bit of tears, but it's all joy.
Okay, four athletes represented us. Are they supposed to be more than four, or they did not get the other qualification to make it more than four, or that's the requirement for just them four? Because I know there's a lot of good players, and how come we just had four representing? Let me don't say how come. What was the criteria for just four of them?
Okay, the chess event was meant to have four players representing each country, and it was one of the things that ensured that FIDE can actually cater for all the participants and the arbiters and the coaches and all that. So it's very important. It was very important for the players to actually represent their country. But then, yes, it was four players, two majorly participating, and then two substitute, should in case there is a need or there is an issue.
Okay, with
So
this now,
that's
time is no longer our friend, but with this, what's the future of Nigerians? I know everything is going on well. Chess is played everywhere, school chess, home school chess, many things, the championship, all going. I'm sure recently it will be having. But before I even ask this, I know there's also African Championship going on,
yeah,
still in Ghana, and I'm sure with the little
yeah.
knowledge I have, Ghana was chosen because of their hosting the African Games, so is that better use that same facility or that same hall to organize the African Championship. Is it the same for what process of is the qualification process for that? Is it the same for athletes or the more Nigerians in Ghana now as a result of the African Championship?
Well, unfortunately, three of the four that participated at the Africa Games had to return back home. But majorly, we currently have about male players participating. No, four male players participating and two female players participating. So we have Torishe Moa Ofawino in the female section, as well as Deborah Quipen, who is the current national champion for Nigeria. The 12-year-old girl has been doing amazingly well. She lost to Torishe Moa, but she has defeated two of the key players that would have been disturbing in the medal table. So now she has a shot and she's opened the door for others to also get a shot at both the gold, silver, and bronze.
The future. Opia, I know the future of chess in Nigeria is on the right path. Does this
Yes,
championship propel
definitely.
it to go further?
Oh, definitely. It shows that we are moving on the right path. It shows that a lot of things are working well for us, and it shows that we just need to continue working in the path that we are working towards. It will only get better.
Thank you very much, Ogun Siko, who is the chairman of African Chess Media. When are we having you back in the country before Ghana takes over your intelligent very thing? Because I'm sure your resources in developing sport in the country is much talked about. So when are we having you back in the country?
I should be back over the weekend
Oh,
at the
okay, okay.
latest.
Okay, thank you very much, Babatunde. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very
That's
much.
a very resourceful personality when it comes to chess development in country. Um, just go ask on Google and ask for African chess media. He has done so much to develop chess. So we hope to have you soonest in the country and to tell us what the African Championship, how it all went in favor of our country, Nigeria. That's all on today's program. Thank you very much. Same time next week, we'll be giving you all what you need to know in the world of sport. And don't forget, the conversation continues on all our social media platforms where you can drop your comments, like our page, retweet, and say so much about 360 Sport. I still remember that you should too. Thanks for watching.